From BVTV Studios on the campus of Buena Vista University, it's time for Buena Vista University Quiz Bowl with your host, Chris Bachman.
And welcome to our Buena Vista University Quiz Bowl semifinal round, as today we have Spirit Lake and Boyer Valley competing for a right to advance to the championship matchup of our Buena Vista University Quiz Bowl competition. Great day to have a great game. We expect nothing different today, and let's have our contestants introduce themselves, beginning with the team on the bottom here, Spirit Lake.
I'm Carter Tift. I'm a senior.
I'm Annika Stecker. I'm also a senior.
I'm Nick Sanderson. I'm a senior.
I'm Ryan Schmidt, and I am a senior.
And it's good to see all four of you once again, and good luck in today's competition. Boyer Valley, gentlemen, let's hear your names and your age.
Hunter Soma, junior.
Colin Garrett, senior.
Kyle Haas, junior.
Austin Grant, junior.
Best of luck to you as well. This is going to be a great matchup between these two teams. Again, as I mentioned off the top, a right to advance to our championship. And here in round one of our toss-up competition, each correct answer worth 10 points. You have 5 seconds in which to answer that question. And let's get things rolling here in round one of our semifinal matchup, Spirit Lake and Boyer Valley. Question number one. The book series, Street Ball Corner, is by what former basketball star who played for both the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lake Boyer Valley?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Is correct. Number two, what philosopher whose followers compiled the 4 books propounded the Golden Rule and lived around 500 BC in China? Boyer Valley.
Confucius.
Is the correct answer. What vector quantity has its magnitude squared in a common expression for kinetic energy and is defined as the rate of change of displacement? And the answer for that one was velocity. Next question for both teams. What artist depicted Mona Lisa with a mustache in Boyer Valley?
Da Vinci.
Is incorrect. I'll finish the question now for Spirit Lake. The artist depicting Mona Lisa with a mustache in LHOOQ. And that one was Marcel Duchamp was the answer. Next question now. What object which contains the icy basin Sputnik Planitia is 8 times more massive than its moon Charon and is now classified as a dwarf planet? Spirit Lake.
Pluto.
Pluto is the answer. Our next question now. What man who was captured and then executed by Francisco Pizarro was the last emperor of the Incas? And Boyer Valley.
Montezuma.
Is incorrect. Spirit Lake. Atahualpa was our answer there. Next question now for Spirit Lake and Boyer Valley. What state, which in August of 2018 was threatened by Hurricane Lane, was also the site of an inadvertent January 2018 ballistic missile alert? Boyer Valley.
Hawaii.
Is the correct answer. Next up, what element which, like mercury, is a liquid at room temperature, is a reddish halogen isolated from seaweed, that has atomic symbol Br? Boyer Valley.
Bromine.
That is correct. What city is the burial site of Eva Perón and the capital of Argentina? Boyer Valley. Okay, 5 seconds. Spirit Lake.
Buenos Aires.
That's the correct answer right there. Next up for both teams now in the opening toss-up round. What university was embroiled in 2018 scandals involving congressman and former wrestling coach Jim Jordan, as well as football coach Urban Meyer? Boyer Valley.
Ohio State.
There you go. Bounce back time for yourself. What war, during which Charles XII fled to the Ottoman Empire, was decided by the Battle of Poltava, which Peter the Great's Russia defeated Sweden? Boyer Valley?
Depression War.
No. Spirit Lake, an opportunity here. 5 seconds. It was the Great Northern War. Here's our next question now. What branch of chemistry primarily studies compounds such as lithium chloride that do not contain carbon atoms? Spirit Lake.
Inorganic.
Inorganic chemistry is the correct answer. What author wrote about Lilia Harriton's trip to Italy in Where Angels Fear to Travel, and about Lucy Honeychurch's trip to Italy in A Room with a View? Boyer Valley
Walt Whitman.
is not correct. Spirit Lake. Yes.
Agatha Christie.
No, the answer was E.M. Forster. Next question now. William McKinley was assassinated in what U.S. city during its 1901 Pan American Exposition? Yes, Spirit Lake.
Chicago.
No. Boyer Valley. 5 seconds. Yes.
New Orleans.
No, the answer, Buffalo, New York. What man who rebutted David Ricardo in Principles of Political Economy predicted that population growth would lead to a namesake catastrophe? Yes, Boyer Valley.
Overpopulation.
No. Spirit Lake? And we were looking for a man by the name of Thomas Malthus. Next question now for both teams. In 2007, Heaven now has a tenor. This is our final question of the toss-up round. Heaven now has a tenor appeared after what only Italian member of the three tenors passed away? Luciano Pavarotti was our correct answer, and that takes care of round one. Here in this semifinal round, we'll get the total scores added up between Spirit Lake and Boyer Valley, and after the break, we'll have toss-up round number 2 from our Buena Vista University Quiz Bowl on the campus of BVU.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Game on.
They say our idea of fun is morning tea. And afternoon tea.
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action.
And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
Welcome back to Buena Vista University's Quiz Bowl. I'm here today with Spirit Lake and Boyer Valley, each team trying to advance to our championship matchup in 2 weeks. And of course, next week, we'll have the other semifinal round. Now, after the first round of our toss-up questions, Boyer Valley leading Spirit Lake by the score of 50-30. And here in round 2 of our toss-up competition, toss-up questions, not only do you get 10 points, but if you answer it correctly, you get an additional bonus question. And here we go, toss-up round number 2. In 2018, more than 40,000 Europeans contracted what rash-causing viral illness, in part because of decreased use of the MMR vaccine? Spirit Lake.
Measles.
Measles, the answer, and that gives you a bonus question. What theologian who led the Northampton revival during the First Great Awakening delivered the sermon, "Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God"?
Billy Sunday.
Not correct. Jonathan Edwards was. Here's our next question now for both teams. Tiny Tim is the son of what underpaid clerk who works for Mr. Scrooge in Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol? Yes, Boyer Valley.
Marley.
No. Spirit Lake now. Bob Cratchit was the answer. Next up now for both teams, what Antarctic explorer gave his name to Antarctica's largest ice shelf? Boyer Valley.
Cook.
No. Spirit Lake, an opportunity here? Yes.
Bird.
Nope. Answer was James Ross. Next question now for both teams. What dancer performed with his sister Adele and appeared in the musical films Top Hat and Swing Time with his longtime partner, Ginger Rogers? Fred Astaire was our answer there. What law states that the pressure applied to the surface of a fluid at rest is transferred without loss to all other points in the fluid? Boyer Valley?
Bohr's Law.
It is not. And Spirit Lake, 5 seconds. Yes.
Boyle's Law.
No, Pascal's law was what we were looking for there. All right, let's get rolling here with this one. What gas, whose only combustion product is water, forms when an acid reacts with a metal and reacts with nitrogen? Yes, Spirit Lake.
Hydrogen.
That is correct. And here comes your bonus question. Turin is the capital of what northwestern Italian region named for its location at the foot of the Alps? And it was Piedmont. Here's another question now for both teams. What poet, who described a snake as a narrow fellow in the grass, depicted a carriage ride with immortality in Because I Could Not Stop for Death? Boyer Valley in the nick of time.
Poe.
Is not right. Spirit Lake, do you have anything thinking about right there? Yes.
E.E. Cummings.
No, why not guess though? Emily Dickinson was our answer there. All right, another question now for both teams. Toss-up round number 2 continues. What man, who was the first Secretary of Defense under George W. Boyer Valley?
Henry Knox.
Is incorrect. I'll finish the question now for Spirit Lake. Who was the first Secretary of Defense under George W. Bush, had previously held the same cabinet position under Gerald Ford? Donald Rumsfeld was the answer right there. All right, here we go. What river, whose tributaries include the River Tyburn, is spanned by both the Tower Bridge and the Westminster Bridge as it flows Boyer Valley?
The Thames.
Yes, and here is your bonus question now. It is, what monument, which includes a statue designed by Daniel Chester French, is depicted on the back of the $5 bill?
Is that the Lincoln Memorial?
The Lincoln Memorial.
That's the one. You guys usually don't carry 5s at Boyer Valley, usually 20s. That's what I hear. Next question now. The Bogside Massacre is another name for what 1972 event in which British soldiers shot unarmed civilians during the Troubles in Northern Ireland? Yes, Boyer Valley.
The Red Massacre.
Is not correct. Spirit Lake. Bono and U2 sang about Sunday, Bloody Sunday was the answer. Taxi drivers helped transport French soldiers to what 1914 battle, which halted the German advance on Paris in World War I? Boyer Valley.
Battle of the Somme.
Is incorrect. Spirit Lake. Battle of the Marne, the answer. Next question now. What man whose family owns a rabbit named Marlon Bundo? Yes, Spirit Lake.
Mike Pence.
Impressive. Didn't even need the rest of the question. You know the rabbits. And here's question number 2. What number, or your bonus question I should say, what number is both the number of trumpets in a standard brass quintet and the number of flats in the key signature of B flat major? Yes. This is your bonus question. Oh, I like the anticipation, though.
2.
Is correct. See, he was all over that correct answer. All right, that wraps up round number 2 of the toss-up competition. So what we need to do is add up the point totals for both Spirit Lake and Boyer Valley. We'll take a bit of a break, catch our breath, and have the lightning round portion. And that's coming up right after this as we broadcast from BVU Quiz Bowl.
There's much more going on in Storm Lake than you may think. Visit and see the fun for yourself.
Welcome back to our Buena Vista University Quiz Bowl from the campus of beautiful BVU. We have 2 great teams here today in the semifinal matchup, Spirit Lake and Boyer Valley. And like we anticipated, we have a great match, deadlocked at 70-70. Rules dictate that the team that answered the last question correctly gets to be the first choice here in the lightning round, and that team is Spirit Lake. So in the lightning round, there are 3 topics, and I will share those with you. And then, of course, you get 60 seconds in which to try and answer 10 questions. Your topics are American authors, New York, or March. I'll give you just a few seconds here, and you can choose which one of those three. American authors, New York, or March. And the captain for Spirit Lake is Annika. You will make the choice, and you will be the one to answer or say pass, and your choice is?
March.
March it is, and they will try and answer 10 questions. The 60 seconds will not start until I begin with question number 1. Boyer Valley, of course, will be using pen and paper to write down some answers they think they will have in case Spirit Lake misses. March, answer the following about notable marches. 60 seconds begins with question number 1. Nobel Prize winning author of The Adventures of Augie March.
Pass.
Patron saint of Ireland whose feast day is March 17th.
St. Patrick.
That is correct. Actor from Driving Miss Daisy who narrated the English version of March of the Penguins.
Morgan Freeman.
Is correct. Composer of the patriotic march, The Stars and Stripes Forever.
Pass.
All right, next question. Author who created the March Hare in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
Okay, pass.
Country whose anthem is March of the Volunteers.
Pass.
Novelist of 2005's The March who also wrote Ragtime. All right, that brings us to the end of the lightning round. A lot of pressure in that lightning round. And Boyer Valley, now you have an opportunity to try and answer the questions in which Spirit Lake passed. And I'll start from the top. Nobel Prize winning author of The Adventures of Augie March.
Walt Whitman.
Is incorrect. Author, or the next one was composer of the patriotic march, The Stars and Stripes Forever.
Francis Scott Key.
Incorrect. Author who created the March Hare in Alice's Adventure. Lewis Carroll. Very good. So you're able to get that one correct. And then the last one, country whose anthem is March of the Volunteers.
Germany.
Nice guess, but incorrect. China was the answer there. And the questions that were not answered, composer of the patriotic march, The Stars and Stripes Forever, was John Philip Sousa. Nobel Prize winning author of The Adventures of Augie March was, Saul Bellow was the answer we were looking for right there. So that's lightning round number 1. So now, Boyer Valley, it's your choice from the remaining 2 topics, New York or American authors. And again, same situation where Spirit Lake will have an opportunity to make some notes, and you guys will try and answer 10 questions correctly in 60 seconds from what topic?
We're going to have to go with New York.
All right, New York it is. And Colin, you are the captain, you're the man, so you answer or say pass. 60 seconds begins with the first question, but let's talk about New York. Answer the following about New York City. Question number 1, bridge named for a president that connects Manhattan to Fort Lee, New Jersey.
Washington.
Is correct. Center home to the Metropolitan Opera.
The Met.
Is incorrect. Its most populous borough.
Brooklyn.
Is correct. Its tallest building.
Empire State Building.
Incorrect. Waterway dividing Manhattan and Long Island.
Pass.
All right. Kristen Visbal statue placed in front of the Wall Street Bull.
Pass.
NFL team quarterbacked by Eli Manning.
Giants.
Correct. Next question. Train station below Madison Square Garden.
Pass.
Ivy League University in Morningside Heights.
Cornell.
Incorrect. Street that the Soho neighborhood is named for being south of.
Pass.
Spirit Lake, let's roll now with the questions that were answered incorrectly or passed. And here we go with New York. Center home to the Metropolitan Opera.
Pass.
Its tallest building.
Trump Tower.
Incorrect. Waterway dividing Manhattan and Long Island.
Pass.
Kristen Visbal statue placed in front of the Wall Street Bull.
The little girl.
Incorrect. Train station below Madison Square Garden.
Pass.
And finally, street that the Soho neighborhood is named for being south of.
Pass. Was there an Ivy League school?
Yes, there was. Thank you for asking. Ivy League University in Morningside Heights.
Columbia.
Bingo. Way to go, Annika. You're going to make sure I don't mess up right here today, huh? Good answer. Now, let's answer the ones that we either passed or incorrect for New York. Center home to the Metropolitan Opera was the Lincoln Center. Tallest building, One World Trade Center. Waterway dividing Manhattan and Long Island was the East River. Kristen Visbal statue placed in front of the Wall Street Bull was the Fearless Girl. You were on the right track right there. Also, we had train station below Madison Square Garden, Pennsylvania station. And then the last one, street that the Soho neighborhood is named for being south of, Houston Street. So there we go. That wraps up the lightning round. We'll get the total scores added up, and brace yourself, teams. We are ready for the home stretch, the final round, where the points will double, and we'll see which team advances to the championship round. This is the Buena Vista University Quiz Bowl competition, and there's more right after this.
They say Buena Vista University is in the middle of a bunch of fields.
Hey guys, wait up! Game on!
They say our idea of fun is morning tea. And afternoon tea.
And anytime tea.
And we hang out like bumps on a log.
They say Storm Lake, Iowa isn't in the center of the action.
And when we study, we're not exactly grounded.
But you know what we say.
You gotta see it to believe it.
And we're back at Buena Vista University with today's semifinal matchup from BVU, and we have Spirit Lake Boyer Valley. Boyer Valley leading 110-100. It is anyone's game, and here in the final toss-up segment, each question now worth 20 points. Good luck to both, trying to advance to our championship matchup. Question number one here. What German author depicted an expert marksman in his play William Tell and addressed a beautiful spark of the gods in his poem Ode to Joy? Yes, Spirit Lake.
Mozart.
Incorrect. Yes, Boyer Valley.
Nightingale.
Nope, the answer there was Friedrich Schiller. Next question. The title of Robert Bolt's play, A Man for All Seasons, refers to what 16th century statesman who described an ideal society in his book, Utopia? Boyer Valley.
More.
Thomas More. Next question. The first 9 seasons of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee premiered on what Sony streaming service, which also streams Sports Jeopardy? Yes, Spirit Lake.
PlayStation View.
That's not right. Doesn't hurt to answer with any question here. Boyer Valley, giving any answer to a question? Yeah, throw it out there.
Hulu.
Crackle is what we were looking for right there. What Titan who tricked Zeus into accepting a burnt offering was tormented by an eagle who... Boyer Valley?
Prometheus.
Is correct. What territory near the western edge of the Sargasso Sea names a legendarily dangerous triangle in the Boyer Valley?
The Bermuda Triangle.
Is correct. In 2018, a team led by John McGeehan accidentally created an enzyme that breaks down what plastic used in single-use drink bottles? Spirit Lake.
Styrofoam.
No. Answer was PET. P-E-T. Next question. In 1969, what landmark in San Francisco Bay was occupied by a group of Native Americans? Yes, Boyer Valley.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
Is incorrect. Spirit Lake. Alcatraz. Here's our next question. Which photoreceptor cells of the eye are responsible for color vision? Spirit Lake.
Cones.
Is correct. What character who suggests that there will be time to murder and create wonders if he dares to eat a peach in a love song by T.S. Eliot? J. Alfred Prufrock. Which mountain, formerly known as Peak 15, is named after the British Surveyor General of India in the 1830s? And our correct answer there was Mount Everest. And that bell sounds the end of our final round. I have a feeling this is going to be a close finish here. We'll get the scores added up and we'll mention which team advances to the championship round. We'll be back in a moment to the Quiz Bowl competition from Buena Vista University.
There's much more going on in Storm Lake than you may think. Visit and see the fun for yourself.
Well, the totals have been added up, and the Quiz Bowl first semifinal round has been won by Boyer Valley as they defeat Spirit Lake. Our final score today, 170 to 120. Spirit Lake, congratulations on a great season, and hopefully you will continue with great things at school. You represented Spirit Lake very well. Coach Schmidt, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
4 nice students, and appreciate you being here today. Coach Pettit and Boyer Valley, congratulations on advancing to the championship matchup. And you might see up on top, they have been joined by one of their alternates. They often call him the MVP of the team. Aaron Hansen, right there in the center, has been joined by his 4 teammates. Boyer Valley will see you in 2 weeks. Congratulations again. They have advanced to our championship match, and next week we'll have the other semifinal. We'll look forward to seeing you next week here from the campus of BVU and our Quiz Bowl competition.